Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Amanda Seales had her own cookout. I'm talking about 20 niggas on a grill.
Look at what we're glorifying. Right. We're glorifying violence.
Who's we? Who's we? Who's we? Who's
the black community?
Who controls the
black community?
Who controls the distribution of these sources of media?
Hey, cook. I'm talking about home cooking. She had them niggas stewed, fried, laid on the side like some motherfucking pinto beans.
What up, my beautiful black people? Welcome to Black People Politics Network. I'm Mr. Red. Y'all, Jubilee really thought they was doing something by putting Amanda Seales in a room with 20 black conservatives. Now, Amanda Seales had her ups and downs and run-ins with, various people on the internet. You gotta admit, what she did on Jubilee was nothing short of a masterclass on ass whipping. But what we really got, a showcase of black Trump sellouts putting on a minstrel show for MAGA. That's exactly what they were doing. They were singing and they were cooling and they were kumbayaing for these MAGAs who don't want nothing to do with them. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. We have a lot to discuss with this. Let's strap in. Let's get after it. Now, you know it's bad when the first words out of her brother's mouth sound something like straight out of Fox News. I mean, these dudes didn't come to debate. They came to argue and regurgitate all the same Fox talking points that we've heard so many times before, even though we know it's propaganda lie news. They came to perform in front of their white audience, trying to get in good with Zaddy, but Zaddy don't want them, okay?
Black culture is toxic. The black culture is toxic. We have produced a culture that is toxic. And let's get on the fact that there's no fathers in the black home. Let's talk about that.
Stop.
Let's talk about that.
None of this is gonna work if y'all are just gonna sit here and make up shit.
It's
not gonna work. No, it's a debate has to be in facts.
You're putting off emotional liberalism right now.
I am not putting off emotional liberalism. You're putting off unfounded lies based in conservatism.
And the sad part is they're so desperate for approval, they'll say anything. One brother got so frustrated, he pretty much told Black MAGA they might as well just go buy some white paint and put it on the face. Just slap it right on the face, because that's who you're auditioning for. That's who you want to be.
I have a solution for black conservatives that I think will make their lives more fulfilling. Go to Home Depot, buy some white paint and a paintbrush. Paint your skin white and leave the rest of us alone.
And he's right? This is not a debate. Put on that white makeup, put on that white face paint, right? Because this is clown behavior. It's clown behavior to capitulate to people who don't give a shit about you. That's what happens when you don't love yourself enough to stand with your people. Wrong or right, you should be standing for your people, and you should be at least making something better of yourself to be an example for them. And if you're not doing that, then you're going to be out in the cold, because I have no love lost for that. We may not agree in certain aspects, in Black America, but we can agree that we're not going to have some black people selling us out to people who don't give a shit about us. Now, to her credit, Amanda Seales came prepared, okay? She didn't come to play nice. She called them out for parroting lies, parroting and peddling the same lies that in these right-wing talking spaces, regurgitating points that have been used to demean us, to have people look down on us, to think less of us. And who's doing this? Our own so-called people. They ain't my people. They might be your people, but they ain't my people.
If I have a company, right, and you guys are my employees, and I determine what you get to eat every day, that's also going to determine how you exist in this company, right? Like if you come to work and I say the only thing you can eat is processed foods and fried foods and you're not going to get to have the best vegetables, etc. What's that going to affect? Your health, that's going to affect your ability to operate, etc. This is how the United States operates. There's a lot of us that don't want to admit that as much as accountable as we want to be, all of our brains also don't operate the same way. Some of us are much more apt to be indoctrinated than others. That's a fact. There's a whole show called Mad Men that's about advertising, etc. And if we don't acknowledge multiple things at the same time, then we simply cannot stop it. We can be as accountable as we want to be. And I hope that if you're right, because I hope you're right, I wish that it was a situation where if black people could just be accountable, then nothing else would matter. But unfortunately, that hasn't been the case, because we have seen when we have Black Wall Street in Tulsa and we have Black Wall Street in Durham, that when we actually do hold our own and build our own communities, they will still come and run it down.
And even when the sellouts admitted MAGA was racist, guess what? They'd still vote for Trump again. This is a sickness at this point. I don't know what he got on these people. I guess you have to be, like, stupid to hear the Trump frequency and to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. It's so obvious to me, it's almost like Trump got dookie smeared in his face. And you're like, hey, does no one see that this dude is shit on his face, literally? I mean, can't y'all see that shit? Somebody, nobody?
There is one thing that I do regret. I regret that white conservatives don't understand that there is also other people of different races, different nationalities that voted for Trump, and the racism and the bigotry I see from white conservatives, it's appalling. I ain't gonna lie. That's the only thing.
But wait a minute. Hold on one second. You are disturbed by white conservatives, yet you're doing the same thing that they're doing with your vote. So what makes you any different?
This right here is the definition of self-hate. If you can admit a man is racist but still pledge loyalty, that ain't conservatism, that's servitude. And that's what we've been trying to escape. You think you're escaping it because you think you're on their side, but they just look at you as a good houseboy. And as long as they do that, you're losing. Whether you know it or not, you'll be the first one to go, trust me. Listen, the community wasn't fooled for a second, okay? Didn't fool me, probably didn't fool you either. I want you to look at how these other black people responded.
Listen, it was a class. Those people should have just signed up for a class and took the information that she was giving them instead of trying to fight back. Bro, some of the points that they were making were not even points. It was ridiculous. It was hard to watch, not because of her, but because you got to ask yourself, where do you find this many cues?
And I'll give it to Amanda Seales. Look, you're better than me. You're better than me. Because I could not imagine something worse than being locked in a room and arguing with a bunch of coons. I genuinely can't. That is psychological torture. It could never be me. There is no amount of money on earth that would get me to lock myself in a room with a bunch of coons and go back and forth. Wow.
We know what it looks like when you have sold your soul. We have seen it. If you pay attention to history, we have seen people sell their souls for weight loss, permed hair, and a spot on TV. We've seen it. Most of us are not buying the no racism nonsense. If you have literal black people telling you, you can see it now, right? If you want to find it, it is so apparent now. Since Trump has been in office, they are out in the open. They are not hiding their disdain, their hate, their racism. They're not even hiding anymore. And you all will still vote with them? You will still think that they're on your side? Something's wrong with you. There's something really messed up in the inside there. You should probably go get that checked out.
After watching Amanda Seales having to endure 20 black conservatives, it really just shows that they have nothing to say or provide other than right-wing anti-black talking points. They really have no information on anything. And it'll be like, well, you guys commit the most crime. Okay, so how do we get rid of the crime? Well, just gotta stop listening to all the rap music. Or when it comes to racism, they'll be like, oh, racism doesn't exist. I never experienced racism. If anything, there's anti-white racism. Just look at how white guys are treated in the media. Or when it comes to poverty, they'll be like, well, my grandfather made it out of the biggest ghetto in America, and if he can do it, then you can do it too. And it's like they all talk exactly like white people. I don't mean talking white, talking proper. I talk proper. But I mean, the black men will sound like Charlie Kirk or Ben Shapiro, and the black women sound like Candace Owens.
Real black people, we see growth when it's happening. We see the hustles, and we call it out. And we call it out for what it is. Sellout behavior. Even D.L. Hughley had to weigh in, because this isn't new. Black conservatives today, they don't even make sense to most of us. I understand being a conservative man, but I don't understand how you're a black conservative and align with MAGA, because there's nothing conservative about MAGA. There's nothing fiscally responsible about MAGA. So what are you there for? You got picked on as a child by a black person? Oh, get over it. Everybody's had a bully or had people pick on them. I mean, toughen your ass up, all right?
You are there to demonstratively show a disdain for people that look like you, a hatred for people that look like you. That is your stock and trade. The only discernible difference between what racist white supremacists say and what black conservatives say is white supremacists get a lot more backlash. That's all. But they say exactly the same thing. Like when you talk about black on black crime, which is a phenomenon that doesn't, if something happened to you right now, they would look at the people in closest proximity to you. Crime is about poverty. Crime is about proximity. You are more likely to be hurt by people that look just like you if you live in that same neighborhood.
This isn't about policy. It's about validation. It's about chasing white acceptance. And even if it means standing against your own community, it's absurd to some of us that you all would choose that over your own people. See, I understand that there are, a demographic of us in the community that may not be doing what we need to do, but there are a lot more of us that are going out there hard working, trying to make something better of ourselves, and you all don't even acknowledge that. You all want to distance yourself from that, and that says more about you than it does about us.
There's no systemic racism that I've experienced here in America. The only racism we've actually seen recently, systemic racism we've seen, is the application of systemic racism against white people.
Amanda's face right here says it all. Because literally, what are you saying, bro? To pretend as if there's no systemic racism against black people in America is an absolutely, extremely wild take. Do you know that black Americans are more likely to be stopped, searched, and arrested, and given longer sentences for the same crimes that white people have committed?
At the end of the day, these sellouts don't win. They get used up, they get laughed at, and discarded when they're no longer useful. But the people, my black people, we never forget.
What black conservatives are there to do, the only thing they're there to do is to parrot back the most inane, hateful things, the hateful stereotypes that they can get away with saying. Black people are there, black conservatives are there to put an asterisk on hate.
Stay vigilant, stay engaged, stay revolutionary.